Hey, peace, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all know what it is, man. It's another episode of the Real Ops Podcast where the only opposition is the opposition in your mind. And today we're gonna dive into something that's pretty heavy, and it's kind of like because of where we at. A lot of people is going through it. You know what I'm saying? Trump been in office for only all of not even a whole 2 months. And a lot of things is getting stirred up. And not only that, just the way the world is moving outside of the politics and all that. A lot of people is going through it, man. A lot of people are struggling. So what we're gonna dive in today is we're gonna talk about perspective versus perception. Before we get into it, man, like, comment, subscribe, send this out. Y'all know what it is. It's gonna be another banger, man. I'm in the studio today by myself. Me and my boy, our time ain't been able to align, but we're gonna get back into, the normal background and normal footage up in the suites, man. But without further ado, let's dive into it. Like I like to always do, man. I'm gonna start y'all off with the technical definition, and we're gonna get into it afterwards. So perception. Perception is how we interpret sensory information, things as such as like what we see, what we hear, what we feel, the things that we can smell. Those are all part of things that shape our perception, how we perceive things. And then the perspective is basically the lens through which we view and make sense of that sensory data, the lens that we view things through and make sense of that sensory data. So when they say perception is reality, that's not always the case because everybody's perception is going to be based on what they see, what they hear, what they feel, what they may taste, smell, so on and so forth. The things that are attached to our sensory motors. Whereas perception is attached to our sensory motors. Perspective is how we view, how we visualize those things that we do see, see, smell, hear, feel, taste, and a lot of that has to do with your personal experience. Because my perception is going to be different than somebody who perceived the world through a different perspective based on demographics, where they may live, and things like that. So my point being is that your perspective and how you see things and how we talk to ourselves will shape a lot of the perception. Because to me, those things go hand in hand. Because as soon as we see something, the mind is going to process it, and the data is running through, and then that's going to basically determine how it makes us feel. The things that we smell, is the chicken burnt or is it done? Is that, you know what I'm saying, is that steak well done? Is it still mooing? Or, what I'm saying, is it edible for me to eat? Those are all things that we can see. And that's data that's processed based on our perception of how we think things should be. You know what I'm saying? And our perspective is how we view it, how we view what we see and what we feel it. So a lot of times when people get down on themselves and they lose in perspective, it's because their perception is jaded. What do I mean by that? What you mean, double R? But break it down for the people, man. When your perception is jaded, you can only see things inside of a box. You're enclosed. You don't have the or I don't want to say you don't have it, but there's something lacking to where you can go outside of those certain things that you see and open the perspective to a broader spectrum. And when you're able to do that, you will turn the things you say and the things that are happening. Like for me, I know it's been a lot going on, man. Lessons been coming left and right, you know what I'm saying? Struggle, whatever it may be. There's been a lot of up and down days in the barbershop, and you know, those things can change your perspective and cause you to question what you're perceiving. But ultimately, when we're thinking outside that box, we can change that and turn that from uh, why is this happening? Or, you know, what's going on? Or why am I not seeing this? Or whatever. We can turn that into, what is this supposed to be teaching me? What am I supposed to be learning through this experience? What am I supposed to be gaining through this struggle? What am I supposed to be teaching myself through hitting this low point and feeling the way that I'm feeling? And, is this a test of faith? Is it a test of patience? Is it a combination of those things? Or is this a situation to where you really have to step outside yourself, recharge, reset, find that gratitude, and change the attitude, because ultimately that's going to change your latitude and the level that we sit on. And I'm gonna just use myself as an example because that's all I know. Been going through certain things, man, and what I'm saying, like I said, it's been an up and down slope, which we all go through. And the same on the same morning. Matter of fact, today's Tuesday. So on the same morning yesterday, I received some good news of an opportunity to where I was going to be going back in the classroom and being able to teach the barbering, because y'all know that's what I do. Man, so that morning I received that news, what I'm saying, which is a blessing after all this stressing that I've been going through. You know what I'm saying? And later on that night, last night, somebody stole the whip. Damn. Yeah, somebody stole the whip. So now it's kind of like, to be able to put that in perspective. These are things that I've been waiting on, opportunities to free up to, what I'm saying, be able to build more income, to be able to level up, what I'm saying, with the business I already got, and to be able to add some income to that. What I'm saying? That's a beautiful thing. And then on the flip side of that, somebody take my wheels from up under me. I still got my bike. I'm still on tools, but somebody took my truck that I need when it's raining. I need that to be able to travel from the IE to Anaheim and to be able to move and groove like I need to when the weather don't permit and it ain't always, smart or safe for me to hop on the tools. So just, what I'm saying, just processing that whole situation and all that. Man, my perspective, because of what I've recently been through, it wouldn't even allow me to get that mad. You know what I'm saying? My wife was like, well, no, I didn't want you to freak out or nothing when I told you. And for me, it's like, after I seen all that I've been able to come through and all that I've been able to come through, overcome rather, in this last few months, and the way God kicked down the door and blessed me with another opportunity right when I felt like I was at my wits' end, but I was determined to keep going. This is just another phase, because now, like I said, it's about another level. So that 2001 Tahoe that I had that I bought for 1,500 off of OfferUp is gone. And I got my 1,500 out of it. Then some. Never left me stranded on the side of the road. Never broke down. Got me to and from when it was raining like I needed it to. It served its purpose. And at the end of the day, it's only something material. So the way I perceived what I was able to see, feel, touch, and drive, all that has changed because my perspective has been broadened based on the struggle and the things that I've recently overcome. So now I just look at that as, man, God got something even bigger for me. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's that dually that I've been trying, you know what I'm saying, that I've been having my eyes on for the last 5, 10 years. Maybe it's time. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause like I said, I got another opportunity to make more income and to, what I'm saying, level up. And it's just like, endure that struggle, even if you perceive it as a beat down, what I'm saying, you being drugged through the mud, you in the quicksand, you can't move. Don't allow that to infect your perspective and lose gratitude and lose faith of the overall, what I'm saying, outcome of how things are being shaped in your life. Because like I said, we turn that loss or we turn that beat down into why as to what. We gotta change that why into what. It's no longer why is this happening. It's what is this? What is this supposed to be teaching me? What am I gotta make sure I learn out of this situation to remain a student of life, to be able to always, progress. in life. Because if our, if my perspective wasn't in the right place, I wouldn't even be able to sit up here and do that. But it's crazy because that just gave me motivation to come on here and to, to spill the sauce to y'all and let y'all really understand, like, man, it's everything. It's everything. Perception and perspective is everything. It's gonna shape, turn this computer back on. It's gonna shape how we see things. It's gonna shape how we feel. And I'm even going to something a little deeper. It says, what is an example of a perception? Let me give it to y'all. Perception is a process of interpreting sensory information from the world around us. The brain's ability to interpret visual information from the eyes. This includes recognizing colors, shapes, and spatial relationships. That's perception. Okay? That's perception. And then it gives us perception versus perspective in a relationship. I know a lot of y'all in relationships, so y'all might want to jot this down. Perception is perception is what you interpret, how you perceive it. Perspective is the way you see it or your point of view, how you going to receive it. Changing your perceptions of a situation can change your perspective. That's what I just got through telling y'all. Because my perception changed on, you know, losing my ride, my perspective changed overall. And the broader your perspective is, because that's how we're gonna, what I'm saying, that's how we're going to process that sensory data. That's how we're going to process those things that we see, feel, smell, touch, so on and so forth, that are part of our perception. Our perspective is much broader than our perception. And that's why I said perception is not always reality, because it has a lot to do with how you perspective, how you seeing those things. So can you shift someone's perspective? I believe so. I think you can shift someone's perspective based on experience. You know what I'm saying? What is perception in simple words? The act of perceiving, or the ability to perceive, mental grasp of objects, qualities, etc., by means of the senses, awareness, comprehension, insight, intuition, or the faculty for these. The act of perceiving. And all these things are, you know, surrounding our daily occurrences. I mean, you got to think about it. Like just hopping outside in the car on the way to work. You know what I'm saying? The things that you perceive based on what you see, how you feel, is going to create that feeling. You know what I'm saying? And I like to, I like to reiterate what I heard a brother say, that how you think creates how you feel, and how you feel creates an energy, and that energy becomes a magnet. So ultimately, we're going to attract those things based on how we feel. So if we feeling like this shit is the end, it ain't gonna get no better, then we're gonna attract more of those feelings. If we feel like no matter what, we're not gonna let the things that we perceive change how we, our overall perspective, then it's not gonna break us down like that. But at the end of the day, if we're not strong internally and we're not standing on gratitude and being able to see things for the bigger perspective, then yeah, our perception to eat us alive, and that'll keep you stagnant in one spot, and that'll also allow you to, you know what I'm saying, to boost yourself and to, what I'm saying, expedite the mission in certain ways, in certain sequences, based on how you rocking. The difference between perspective and perception. It's just that simple. So and this ain't a long one, man. I just came over here. It's something that's been sitting with me, and we're probably gonna go into it a little bit more once I get back at the suite with my boy Jay, because I know this is something that we was talking about too. And it's always good to be able to bounce your ideas back and forth off somebody else. So when we get together, we able to bounce our ideas back and forth, and you know what I'm saying, give y'all a little bit more, saying, context to the content. But like always, man, I like to thank y'all for those who've been tuning in. You know what I'm saying? We finally hit over 100 subscribers. I know there's people with thousands and millions of subscribers, but hey, we getting this out the mud. We in the trenches right now. And for those who have been rocking with me and continue to tune in, continue to watch the episode, much love, man. Peace and blessings to you all. Like, comment, subscribe, share this out, and don't allow your perception to change your perspective. Self and those things around you that'll go there and keep leveling up. Y'all stay blessed until next time, man. Real Ops Podcast signing out.